and life goes back to normal. The day-to-day grind. Anyway, came out to lunch, and it doesn't matter where I came out to lunch, but what I stumbled across was this, which I don't think you can read. I don't know, I can read it because I'm seeing its own reflection in the screen. Yeah, there you can get it. Phoenix Pizza Festival, November 19th. That sounds awesome to me. Tons of pizza, local brews, beer, ugh, live music, bleh. Vendor market, what does that mean exactly? Lawn game and kids craft zone. Hopefully the craft is learning to make pizza. Think I might go. Why not? It's pizza. Heading back to the office. Tomorrow is election day, and I just saw a horse-drawn carriage driving down a street in Phoenix with BS campaigning stuff for John McCain. Maybe he's feeling the heat this year. Maybe he's feeling the heat. I hope so. I hope he feels the heat burning his toes out of office. Almost every day, I'm the first person home. And this is my time of day when I would come in here and my dog would come to see me. And I'd pet him, and then I'd put him out so he could go pee. It's kind of sad. Nobody here. I mean, the last week or two, you could kind of hear his tail wag in the other room where he'd be lying down. He wouldn't get up and go, but for all the years that we had him, that was pretty much my daily routine. I have never known depression. Not sadness, yes. Anxiety, yes. But just a sort of crushing, like it's hard to describe it. It's like a weight in the pit of your stomach, on your shoulders. What the fuck were you thinking, America? And it's really surprisingly, I mean, yes, it's terrifying what the future holds in the hands of madmen and monsters, but I'll talk more about it later if I feel like it. I am not particularly. Today should be a happy day. Not counting that crap. They're finishing the house. This is it. They're not here at the moment. They came to scope out the baseboard, and then they went to get, and they couldn't get a matching baseboard, which is a little annoying. But they came back with different baseboard, and I can make it work. It's not perfect, but it's unfinished, and it's real wood, which means I can stain it. So I'm okay with that. They didn't buy enough, so they had to go out again and get more. So that's where they are now. And then they're going to do the electrical, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to piss and moan just yet. I have to say their baseboard job isn't the greatest I've ever seen. Those are not beveled edges. They're done. We're done with all the paid reconstruction. Little ray of sunshine on a dark, dark day. Not enough. Thought this moment would come with a celebration. There is nothing to celebrate here. Still feeling bleh today. I think I just realized what it was that I needed. If I were down or just kind of what I would normally have done is that I would have gone in and I'd have sat down on the floor and pet the dog. The world seems better under those conditions, and that isn't an option. Chuan and I have been discussing getting another dog. I'm going to broach it with James here. Maybe this weekend, maybe sooner. Not sure how he's going to take that. I hope well. I hope well. But sometimes people just kind of get the whole, oh, I could never replace. It's like, you can't replace them, but you can recognize the value that they add to your life and move on. So the project to get done, I could have made them do it, but I've just finally reached the end of my patience. The project here is to make that baseboard look a little bit more like the floor. So I got some stain and tried this sample piece. I didn't do a great job on this, but that's what it looks like. Come here. I want you to take a look at this. Right there. What do you think that is? Okay, I'll tell you what that is. That is deplorable. That is some spilled food that spilled while cooking on the stove. Why is that a problem? Well, one, because someone didn't clean it up. And two, because someone needed to clean it up. Because that is exactly the sort of thing that Taz would have taken care of immediately. It's just another one of those little signs around the house that he's not here anymore. I was trying to finish this Tedium Unlimited up last night before I went to bed, but it hit midnight and my back was killing me. And I was tired and I just, I'll finish it. So I might as well add a couple things to it. We went to IKEA last night and we bought James a new bed. So he had a small IKEA bed that you could turn either way. So it was either, like when he was little, it was a down bed and it had basically 4 posts up and you could put like a cover over it as like a cool fort. And then when they get a little bit older, you can flip it. And the bed goes on the top and then they have some space underneath it. But it was, it was only about yay high. So the space underneath it was not workable. As in, sit at it and do work. It was crawl under it kind of space. So we bought him a bigger one that has a desk and has some cabinet space and bookshelves and things. So I'm working on tearing that apart, which is a nightmare. And then I've got this massive project to put the other one together, and it has to be built in place, and his room's a mess. So he's in there working on that, and I'm dreading when he gets done, because then I have to build the bed. One last thing I didn't get a chance to talk about. The floor that was in here, I put that floor in. My friend David and I installed that floor. I'm not saying it's a great job, but it did the trick for a number of years. And the question is, how many years did it do the trick for? Well, I can answer that question because one time I was helping my friend Jeff with something over at his. Well, he has a house and it had a guest house, and these are quite old houses. And we were pulling something up and we found a newspaper that had been put under the floor from when the house was built. And that was so cool looking through this paper. So when David and I put the house down and we stopped, I went out and got an Arizona Republica that day, and I put the front page under the floor so that when some future archaeologist dug it up, they would find it, never expecting it to be me. But it's me. July 10th, 2003 is when that floor went in. Apparently it was 117-ish. Oh, no. It wasn't that hot. No, it was only 116. Yeah, it was 116 that day. And looking at the paper, it looks like we're going to keep our forces in Iraq for a while, and the costs are just soaring. And somebody knocked down the wrong house in Phoenix when they were supposed to be demolishing one house. They demolished another. I'm sure they're looking back on that and laughing now. And that was when we implemented the do not call list in the United States. That's where you could put your name down on a thing, and then that was supposed to tell telemarketers that you were not allowed to call them. And amazingly enough, 20 million people signed up almost immediately, far exceeding expectations. Which, I don't know what idiot had expectations of that. What person would want any unsolicited calls? Period. They ought to be outlawed. Just outright flat. I can't imagine anybody thinking, it's quite nice. I got a call last night. They wanted to sell me some insurance or something, or siding for the house or a new roof or some sort of scam marketing deal. Anyway. But the one that cracks me up the most is here on the back. The headline alone will make you laugh. Cell phones with cameras creating trouble. Tokyo, it may have been inevitable now that cell phones with little digital cameras have spread throughout Asia. So have new brands of misbehavior, basically taking pictures of women's skirts. And here's this beautiful picture, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, of these Japanese women all holding an incredible array of obsolete phones. Those are probably taken 1/4 megapixel. Amazing. Wow. Times have changed. So there you go. July 10, 2003. And unfortunately, because the guys were doing it, I didn't have a chance to go out and get a paper and slide a new one under there. And I didn't think it was appropriate to put this one back. So much for that. Anyway, do try to remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. It's a 3-day weekend. I might do another one before it's all over.